Welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 443, recording live from the Gold Rush on Thursday, February 17th, 1849. I'm Quick Draw Mo.
I'm Lazy Eye Adriel.
I don't know. I'm just lunatic.
You know what?
Kyle? Crazy Kyle? Lunatic? Crazy lunatic Kyle. I don't know.
I don't know.
You got to get the alliteration in there.
Yeah, I know. My head doesn't work that fast.
You know what? I thought about telling you guys ahead of time I was going to do that, but I'm like, I want to see what they come up with. So.
I like it.
Should have known. We should have known.
Yeah, you should have been ready. I guess we'll do what we did with guns. What we did with guns is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier firearm retailer. And we are featuring...
Right now, they've got Desert Eagles. The Desert Eagles.
Desert Eagle.
Yep. I figure that's probably the most pragmatic purchase you could make as a firearms owner. They have the Magnum Research Mark 19s. They're right around $2,350 to $2,700. If you want a chrome one, about $3K. And if you want case hardened, $4K. The case hardened one looks pretty wild.
Do they have the gold tiger stripe?
Okay, let me share my screen so we can.
If you're getting a Deagle, you might as well get the gold tiger stripe.
I don't know. This looks.
Oh, that does look pretty good.
Look at that. Like, if you told me like case hardened Deagle, I'm like, man, that would be stupid. But I think like the grips and it looks kind of sick.
That's nicely done. Yeah.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh yeah.
The most important. Yeah. It's got a rail on top so you can use it for I guess hunting in the States, but in Canada here, target shooting, long range target shooting with your gold Deagle. Oh, look at that. White matte distressed. Oh, they got all sorts of wild stuff now. Huh.
Yeah.
No longer just the silver or the black or the gold. Now they've got all sorts of stuff in between. Anyways.
All right, who do we get started off with? Let's go with Kyle.
Okay. Well, I got all the parts in for my WK, and I'm actually debating on doing some Cerakote on it before I head down south. But there is one thing, and I don't know if others are like this, but I noticed my serial number is laser engraved in there, which...
Laser engraved.
Yeah, like you're looking at it, it's laser engraved, which really baffles me on a previous letter on what serial numbers, what requirements for serial numbers as far as depth and size. But so basically, I'm thinking if I am Cerakoting, I gotta repunch the serial number because I think as soon as I put it in a sandblaster, that serial number is gonna be gone. And unless you put it under a microscope, you won't be able to get it. So, and kind of need that serial number to cross the border.
Or, at any time, police pulls you over or something like that.
There's that too, yeah.
Minor detail, yeah.
Yeah, just minor, yeah. So that's the one thing that's kind of holding me up is I don't really want to stamp this receiver, and I was thinking stamping because normally I just engrave them when I have to move them. But it's new to me,
just
and for some reason,
who cares?
Yeah.
Just crack out the stamps and put a nice ugly stamp job into that thing. Letters like askew, the kerning is all off.
I'll get Gage to do it. So it could be just, well, it's there. You just gotta have a 6-year-old's mindset on how it arranges. So yeah, submitted my Form 6, waiting for it to get back, but be probably a week or two before I see that. But one interesting thing, the buddy that I'm going down with, he got his back and said that because even last week there was someone saying last year they submitted it with the MCR and it got denied, and I had done some reading beforehand to see what guys were experiencing with their Form 6s and that, but he got his back without sending an FRT or anything with an MCR and, get this, his modern sporter. Which
interesting. Okay.
Very interesting. He said, yeah, I got it with my ATRS as well. But what? Well, I want to bring my ATRS down. I wasn't going to because of the chances of getting it back in the country. Like,
interesting.
So Yeah, interesting. I'm still gonna take the WK down there, but I just thought that was very interesting. That, especially after the stories last year where they were denying Form 6s because they thought that basically the ban covered all semi-auto centerfire rifles.
Oh, the horror.
But like guys were sending in the FRTs and, oh, okay, our mistake, sorry, here you go. If you sent proof that it was legal, they were all good with it. So I was going to send mine in with the FRT, but I decided to roll the dice after Buddy got his back, and I didn't send the FRT with it. But yeah, so hopefully we'll see that soon. And I did go to the range this week. It wasn't for training or anything. One of the vendors that we use for gas detection and some VFDs and whatnot, he actually invited us out to the range, basically doing his salesman duties and entertaining us for an evening. So we went to the local range and rented some guns and did some shooting. And going through the catalog, to me, like, it was a little underwhelming. Like, of course, they had the gold tiger striped eagle there, so that made it out onto the range. But you know, it was, what did we shoot? We shot the Kimber 1911 and 45, Glock 17. There a Shadow 2. There was a Norinco 1911 in 9mm, actually. One of the guys picked an SKS. And after that, I was kind of regretting picking the gun I picked because I was like, okay, well, I should have picked the MCR for them to shoot, but I didn't. I picked the Bull M5.
Oh, how's that?
I hate it.
Okay. Why do you hate it?
Okay, so you look at a 2011 and it's a plastic grip, right? But it's actually a quality plastic, and there is some metal in there, but essentially it's a plastic grip unless you spend $1,000 on a metal grip for one. But the plastic on that Bull M5 was so cheap, and you had to grip it. It was in 40 cal, and I mean, I don't get failures because I'm not gripping hard enough. But I had failures to extract because I wasn't gripping hard enough. You had to grip that thing so hard for it to extract rounds, and it just felt cheap. I really did not like that gun. So I was glad I tried it. I'm like, oh, Bull, yeah, I haven't actually shot one of those. I'll try one of those. And yeah.
And you learned something.
Yeah, and I learned something.
Good.
Yeah. Don't spend money on Bull. And yeah, that was basically my week. How about you, Adriel?
I did a couple of things. So Friday night, I did a 3-gun newbie live call-in thing on Facebook for Chaz 3-gun, and it was awesome. Kyle came and showed some of his stuff off. It was good. I was expecting like 3 people come on and have a couple of beer and BS about guns, and that would be it. But we had 17 people total pop onto this live call to talk about 3-gun for next year, which I thought was fantastic. They had good questions. I think we did a pretty good job of like covering getting started with it and that kind of thing. And yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I forgot I was gonna mention that, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for the invite to that.
You know, it's the first year we've done something like that. It's just like I saw so many questions on Facebook. Like, man, these guys are going to all ask the same question. They just need to talk to someone. Oh, what if we just everyone's been doing video calls? Why don't we just do a video call? And it worked well. I think we should just do it every year. Easy. Yeah.
Well, I don't know why. Like you and I spoke a little bit offline about it. I don't know why no one's actually done that before. I've heard of match briefings done online over the last couple of years, but I don't know why nobody's done that. And then another thought, like we're still gonna get, you guys are still gonna get the questions and that. Should have almost recorded it and then put it up.
I was going to, but then I would have had to have given people notice. Hey, I'm going to record this thing, because their names are like I have to like edit it afterwards. So I thought about it, and I think that's a good idea. Either that, or you gather it all and you reshoot it from front to back as like here's a newbie start at this thing.
Yeah.
Or you just let people know you're going to record it, and then tough luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that was fantastic. I went and I did a bit of shooting. I shot this little micro prism. I love it so much. It was so good. It's such a good sight. My dad really liked it. He's got like bad eyes, but for him, like these micro prisms, they're like super easy to use. The eye relief on this thing is pretty good. You can go back and forth. And I mean, it's not as unforgiving as a scope, I guess. With a scope, you go back or forth. You go back a little bit, and you get that shadow comes up pretty quick, and it's hard to center it. Whereas this guy, like I could even back here with my head this far back, I can still center that reticle very easily in it. So it's way more forgiving than I thought it was going to be. And with that chevron middle, very easy to accurately shoot as well. So I enjoyed it way. You know, the thing is, guys online have been like, "Oh, this is like the ultimate shit hits the fan kind of an optic, right? No batteries, and you can do the apocalypse." I would never do it. It's a $300 optic. It might as well be garbage for something like that. Like get something better if that's what your thing is. Hunting optic. This is an excellent 1x close range hunting optic. You want to go do like rabbits or something like that? Okay, I could run sights on this thing. Won't be as good as this. I could run a scope, would be better, but then I've got like a big bulky thing on here. Like that is nice and trim and light way of getting like a really accurate sight on this thing. Like I was shooting this. I have these steel plates out at my parents' farm that it's like a gopher silhouette and like a little ringer plate on the middle, and like shooting it from 25, 50, no problem. Just feels so good with it. So as much as people have been talking about this as like a shit hits the fan kind of a thing, I think it's better as a hunting optic. Close range hunting optic.
Did you notice much distortion or
I don't
like
really
color or otherwise, or
no, but like with no magnification, like with a lot of magnification, you'll notice like that blue fringing from like poor quality glass. At 1x, it's hard to see all that kind of stuff. I can't really notice it, anything bad enough to care. I know a lot of people were saying like the glass isn't the best, but it's 1x. Who cares? You shoot with both eyes open. It doesn't matter.
No.
Anyways, I really liked it. I was I thought I was just going to turn around and sell it, but now I think I might just leave it on like a 22 for hunting. Because normally I run I'll typically run iron sights on like a close range rabbit gun, or I'll just like crack out one of my maple seed rifles, which has a scope on it. But I think having like a nice small scope like that is really nice. I got out and shot the mini shells. Hilarious. They're so tiny and they're a little bit less recoil. Not like where I mentioned last week though. Those slugs are still going 1200 FPS. Like they'll still do something. But just fun kind of thing.
How did they cycle?
Mm-hmm.
How did
I didn't
cycle?
run them in a? I didn't even try running them in a semi.
Oh.
They're not gonna.
Okay.
They're not gonna run. I've still got a box of them, so I was thinking about running them in a shotgun or something like that. I was like, what am I even gonna run these in? My A5. Okay, they're just not gonna run the A5, guaranteed. They're not gonna run in it. So I started doing an inventory, like just in my head, and I started putting it in an Excel spreadsheet of like, do I have any shotguns? And I started adding everything else to it. I have way more guns than I thought I did. As soon as you start like writing them down, you're like, oh no, this is way more. What am I doing? I got 13 22s.
You shouldn't take inventory, Adriel.
I've made that mistake too. Granted, I guarantee you my numbers aren't where yours are at, but yeah, I did that recently. Like started counting. Okay, I have more than I thought.
Don't share that sheet with my wife. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I move into the new place and I get a gun room and all be all on display. I know what's gonna happen. She's gonna walk in. She's gonna be like, "You need
Where
to
did
sell
these
some
come
of
from?"
Why do you get so many of this guy in here?
When did you get all of these?
What does that one do that one doesn't do? Nothing really.
A different color.
Well, I saw. So I have like most of my stuff is in rifles. I have rifles. I've got more than a few pistols, and I've got 3 shotguns. That's it. I have hardly any shotguns. I have no pump shotguns. I think I have to take a look and you know.
You have no pump shotguns?
Nope.
Okay. I want you to try those in a pump shotgun. So
you're saying last week, and I'm like, do I have one?
No, we're gonna talk after the show.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might be able to send you an 870.
Okay. All right. I'll be new in my new place starting next week, so
Good.
Yeah, I'll be able to take one. Yeah. So I've got 2 12 gauges, a 20 gauge. That's it for shotguns. 13 22 LR rifles and pistols, a couple 308s, 6 9mm, a couple 7.62 by 54s. Yeah, a bunch and a mid full of other stuff.
It's interesting you broke them out by caliber.
Why not, right? Because if I'm going to put it in a spreadsheet and I can pivot table that thing, what do I got? What kind of ammo? Why do I have so much of that kind of ammo when I've only got one gun that takes it, right? It was cheap.
Wow, it tells you
the answer.
It tells you how many guns you have if you're using a pivot table.
Well, I'm a bit of an Excel nerd too. And,
all right, I'm just saying.
I mean, I have dies for calibers that I have never owned.
I have ammo for calibers I've never owned.
Yeah.
Reloaded ammo for calibers I've never owned.
Reloaded ammo. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I had the cases, and I'm like, I got some bullets too. Well, I might as well put these two together.
Yeah.
I don't have a gun that uses this, but I will at some point, so it's fine.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I think like one thing that it is showing me is I've got to move some of them, and I probably need some more shotguns. I've got too many pistols. I got to sell some of those and buy some shotguns.
Need to buy some shotguns.
You're using a word I don't understand.
Sell?
Too many.
Too many?
Yeah.
Oh no, I understand sell. Sometimes you got to sell, but this too many word, I don't know. I don't understand.
It's getting up to 40. I think it's too many. I think there's just a couple of guns there that I just don't need at all. But we'll find out when I get to the new place. I guess that means I have to prioritize getting that room built and making sure it's secure. So I've been browsing some metal doors and like some secure locking methods, and I think that'll be like not the first weekend, but the second weekend project is building that out so I can take delivery, take ownership of my my firearms again. Oh, I should probably I'll do the transfer and the ATTs after I move in and leave them all where they are right now.
Yeah.
Less stuff to move. I don't want to. Yeah, less stuff to move right off the hop.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I'm almost there. I've got next week. I'll probably be in a different location. That's about it for me. What about you, Mo?
I renewed my CCFR membership, so I got that done. Speaking of shotguns, I've been planning because I'm definitely going to Cal's match in August. So I've been looking for a competition semi. I had my heart set on the Benelli M2 Speed, the new one, but I asked around to a bunch of stores that sold the older version, the SP, and no one seems to know when they're when they're going to be available in Canada. So then I was browsing on CGN, and I happened to notice that somebody in the auto area was selling an SP, and it was good shape and a good price, like even saving on the taxes and what he was selling it for, that I picked it up. So I was bugging Kyle on the weekend about it, like for info and stuff, because I don't know too much about this stuff. So, and he was really awesome with info. And then, so I picked it up, and there she is.
Ooh,
Nice.
So now I understand about when you guys talk about port work and stuff like that. Now I get it. I actually get it, because I was starting to like practice with the dummy rounds that I have and stuff. Yeah. So the newer Speed version has a lot of this like already
ground out.
Yeah, they are already from the factory. It's been chopped away.
Can you show that rear sight?
Yeah. So it's like a little flip.
Curious.
It's like a little flip. See?
Like a mid.
Okay, so
is that
they
a mid?
did I think that's the 1022 rear sight.
Oh, gross.
It's a common mod for the M2s and like 3-gun shotguns doing the 1022 rear sight, and I was just curious if that looks like that's what they did.
And
so
then
is it for slugs? Like you flip that thing up for slugs?
Yeah. And then the front's got the long front
Nice.
fiber.
Yeah, that is a nice front sight.
That'll be bright.
Yeah. Like I've been like kind of just playing around with it and stuff, and like I pick it up so quick, which is nice, right? It's like, bam, it's there. So yeah, and I also with Kyle's help, I ordered a caddy, so I'm waiting for that to come so I could start practicing. I have
Which caddy did you get?
The Invictus Practical.
Nice.
And then then Kyle will have much more questions because you mentioned about a 32 rounder, and I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to have all these shells on me? I'm a big dude, so I can wrap I can wrap a hell of a lot around me, but still.
Well, I will throw out a tip that while IPSC doesn't allow you to use chest rigs, you can use chest rigs at my match.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, IPSC is everything from the belt. So that's why I have the belt set up that I have for IPSC shotgun, but I'm running it on that part of it. Like, we're going to loosely follow IPSC. It's new. IPSC shotgun is new in Canada, so yeah, you run a chest rig.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so no, I haven't bought a chest rig, but I was going to ask you about that. So you're just going with a belt, like, so for a 32 rounder, you're just going fully loaded on the belt.
Yeah, it's like, so yeah, I was mentioning like a 28 stage or 28 round stage.
Oh, 28, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, Invictus sells a chest rig. I've seen it.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like anybody in Canada has one, but it has to be ordered from the US, but I'll get to that later. Yeah. I ordered some from Wolverine Supplies. I ordered the Fiocchi inert dummies, yeah, because I have some dummies, but they're shorter than the 2 3/4, right? So I kind of wanted like the full size.
It's nice to get the perfect weight and size, like getting all that, and chambering, like getting all that stuff proper is really key to practicing properly too.
Yeah, so I have been practicing dual and quad loads, but it's like the action of getting my, like, the movement of the thumb that it gets to that follower, and then like pulling away, like that's not as smooth as it needs to be, but I guess it'll come with time, right?
Well, it comes down to that load port, because like looking at that load port, it doesn't look very conducive for pushing through.
No.
Now you're still having to stuff your thumb down into the tube.
Yeah, there's a lot of thumb. Yeah, there's a lot of thumb force going through there. Yeah. So, what else did I do? I reloaded ammo for my IPSC match this weekend, which will be at the RA Center in Ottawa. And that's really it. That's really it for me. We'll get into upcoming events sponsored by Telis Alpha. Telis Alpha is a Canadian digital agency that works exclusively in the farms vertical. They help with business processes, strategic planning, websites, e-commerce, and battling the stigma the industry carries with banks, merchant processors, and social media. Learn more at telisalpha.com. So for the events, as I mentioned, we have the Lunatic Tactical Shotgun Mania Challenge, August 26th to 28th. Details on Practice Score, and I'm going to be there. Hopefully quad loading well by then. We have the 2-gun Winter Brutality and Night Shoot at Quesnel, BC, March 5th. Details also on Practice Score. We have the full auto 4-stage pistol match at Colby Shooting Club in Waterloo, Ontario. Register on Practice Score, March 5th. And then we have the Ladies' Days. Kelly, also known as the CCFR Women's Division, is looking to sponsor Ladies' Days events at your range. This is a range-driven initiative, but if you would like sponsorship and support, contact Kelly at slamfireradio@gmail.com or info@farmsrights.ca. And then they can help you out to get those Ladies' Days organized. In the news, we have quite a few stories. The first one. Yep. Yeah. So we have a tractor trailer full of rifles from Savage was stolen.
Yeah. So I believe the story is this was supposed to go down to the States. They drove down. Oh, borders blockaded. So they put it in a storage yard, and it got boosted. It got lifted out of there. They did find them though. I believe that they found the truck and most of the guns, but I believe that they said that 12 were missing. There was some amount missing.
Okay, I didn't see any result. I just saw that they found the trailer and they were doing inventory.
Yeah, I believe that they said 12 were missing. These would have been like 22s probably.
It's interesting to see that number change, because when it was first announced that the trailer was stolen, I'm pretty sure they said like 3,500 rifles and over 6,000 mags.
Might have been. Yeah, might have been. Yeah. This was like what I linked was the initial call out over the police radio. So that 2,400 is, I wouldn't say that that's accurate compared to whatever you read.
Yeah, but well, and then even in the recent, they're saying like 2,000. So yeah, I don't know.
They're 22s. Do they account for full rifles? Yeah. On my inventory list, they do.
On your list, they do. And hopefully I get this city name right. Farm seized at Coots border protest, but they weren't really affiliated with the protest. Is that the latest?
There's so many different
I don't know.
stories.
They were
this.
there. Yeah, they were there. They had some decent gear.
Yeah.
Here's what they pulled. So I mean, like the handguns and the AR, definite no. You don't want to take those out of your house and go for a walk with them or go to a protest or something like that. The other firearms, I'm not sure that you can protest with firearms. I'm not sure that that's a go either. They had some body armor and that kind of thing. Seems like a bad idea. Seems like poor judgment to take all this stuff out to a protest.
Well, especially when you see the 2 mags definitely are over capacity.
Yeah.
Yep. Like if you're going to do some illegal stuff, don't be where there's going to be cops and they may search your stuff. Seems poor judgment.
Especially after you try to ram them.
Was it the same guy? Yeah.
I think it was the same group. It was the same group with the tractor and that they tried ramming and last second swerved and there's
play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I think is the thing that RCMP has stated those people with seized firearms were unrelated to the protest. Interesting.
That's what I had heard too. So,
What about the tactical lever action there? That's spray painted. It's got the desert camo on it. So if you're in the desert, like I don't know, desert warfare with your 30-30.
What would you call that? Like gray? I would almost call that like a gray rainforest camo with the leaves painted.
Probably work in
there.
the snow. They'll probably work in the snow and the tan and that kind of thing. Yeah.
But just wait.
Choice, though.
They had a machete.
Yeah.
To me, that's like the most awkward thing to have in this picture.
Yeah.
Well, they actually had 2 lever actions. One on either end of the table.
True. Yep. Yeah. They had another one on the other end there.
Yep.
Weird. There's
that
happened.
Then we had a big story out of the U.S. that Remington settled with the families of Sandy Hook.
Oh. What a mistake. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah,
why didn't they just take it to court? Why'd they have to pay out?
Yeah, it opens the doors for all sorts of.
Yeah.
They paid out $70 million, I think I saw.
Oh.
Is that right? Oh, my link is broken now. I'm pretty sure it was $70 million that they paid out to the families of Sandy Hook because I understand the PR impact from something like this, but this just sets the stage for very poor future performance against these kinds of lawsuits.
It was 73 million. 73 million.
This is a spoon made me fat lawsuits incoming.
Yeah. Although, to play the other side, if they had gone to court and they lost, that would be even worse.
How do you lose?
Worse of a.
Well, how is Remington culpable for this? Sandy Hook was what the mom owned them and the kid took it from him, and
yeah,
right. How's
No, I
Remington
know.
supposed to fix that? Andrew's saying, I don't think Remington had any way to fight this due to their bankruptcy. Well, they scrounged up $74 million.
Yeah, they weren't that bankrupt.
Pays for a pretty good law team for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a disappointing one. That's I don't like to see that. Yeah. The next one I'm fine with, though.
Yeah.
I'll take the next one. The next one is Alec Baldwin was sued by families of the cinematographer that was killed on film set. People are looking at this, and this is exactly what you would expect from something like this. So what they'll do is they're suing him not as the person who shot, but as the producer of this of this series, right? Because he made the shot, but there were people who were supposed to take care of this. If he was overriding them, or if his AD was overriding him as the producer, he was ultimately had oversight and was responsible for the safety of this whole thing. And if he was making poor choices that led to an unsafe situation, he is culpable at that level. Now, he's not personally culpable. His insurance will pay this out. This is an error, an omission, or whatever liability insurance thing, if you ever saw one. So they'll sue him. His insurance company will get involved. They'll pay him out, and that's just how it is. In fact, he might even have asked them to sue him just to get access to his insurance money.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then we have, for our last story, student gun control activist charged with attempted murder of Louisville mayoral candidate. Ooh.
Yeah, I saw
it's US.
Just
it was
a tweet on this.
Yeah, just I don't know. Ironic.
Yeah.
Is this like a? Isn't it ironic? Kind of a.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like the guy is nuts though.
You should not have a gun.
I think sometimes like the loudest activists are crazy. They're just out and out crazy. There was someone who ran down some protesters at the Winnipeg protest, and that guy out and out crazy. And I think like just the really loud activists are, and this guy, a really strong gun control activist, out and out crazy. And the fact he went and shot someone is pretty consistent with someone who's just out and out crazy.
Yeah.
They hate guns, but they want us taken down with guns, or they want tanks driven over us, or they want it's just
but they get that dude's just crazy. He's just crazy.
Yeah, the stuff that you hear and read is wow.
Just take like the whole population and imagine like 1% of them, or more, maybe 2% is crazy, and then stuff like this is bound to happen.
Yeah,
bound to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we have nothing new for CCFR legal donations, but if you'd like to support the massive court battle, please do so at so send an EMT to finance@firearmsrights.ca. Every $10 donation using the there's a link for a contest. I guess there's one more sign available, or unless they've already drawn for it, but I don't know that.
I don't think so.
I'll need a sign.
Well, donate anyways.
Yeah.
Sign or no sign.
Yeah. The cause is more important than the sign.
Yeah, exactly.
The sign's pretty cool, though.
It is pretty cool.
You're just saying that because you already have your sign, Kyle.
my guns are pretty cool too, though. I'd like to keep them.
Yeah.
So
true.
Yeah.
So we have our sponsor, Bolt Action Coffee. It's Slamfire Radio is a brand ambassador for Bolt Action Coffee. The coffee is roasted in small batches and is quite honestly some of the best coffee you can get your hands on. Send it to your house by going to www.boltactioncoffee.com. Discount code Slamfire, all caps. And for the new gun stuff,
I didn't know this was a thing, and when I saw it, I liked it.
This is your favorite cheap pistol, isn't it?
It's not so cheap when it's in the competition ready version, though. Someone was on the Discord was just like, "Hey, I can get an M&P for $500. Is that a good deal?" I'm like, "Well, I'd ask for $450, but on the other hand, I could probably get one of these for $500." Well, not the competition ready. Anyways, this is CZ P10F competition ready pistol. Iron Guns has them. They're selling them to us Canadians. I haven't seen any other retailers bringing them in just yet. They have 5-inch barrel. Let's see. Is there anything
upgraded trigger? I'm assuming
upgraded trigger. That looks like tin coating on the barrel. They've got Henning base pads on it.
Oh, okay.
Apex Tactical extended magazine catch, extended slide stop, and a couple of other go fast parts on it. So
Nice.
it's interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, interesting. I just didn't know that this was a thing. I think the price is a little bit too high for just because I want $1,000 for a competition polymer. It better be a Gucci Glock for that kind of price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slide
but,
cuts look nice though.
They do.
Yeah, it does look cool. And then the
See,
next
if they
one,
had this at the range, I would have tried this.
yeah,
This is what you would have tried? Okay.
Yeah.
because you could compare it to your Gucci Glock, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The next one, this is a video, and it's just a prototype right now, but SBI is prototyping out just a really easy 1913 stock mount they're saying it's for the Spectre 1022 chassis. It looks like it would just be for an air buffer tube. Maybe that screw goes into something. Anyways, they got a pick rail adapter for their 1022 chassis, so you can use the crazy like MCX and folding stocks and the really ultralight stocks that you can get out of the US for the 1913 rail.
Okay.
I like it.
Very nice.
I'm not really looking for new gun stuff right now though, because I'm packing shit.
No.
Next week.
Shotguns.
Shotguns. You know, on my YouTube channel, shotguns are what get the most views. So maybe I need to do more shotgun stuff.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Mhm.
Huh, interesting.
They're just more common. People just use
Yeah.
not in my collection, but they're just more practical, and more people use them. So I guess I need to review them more often.
Yes.
Need more shotgun stuff.
More shotguns.
Mm-hmm.
Shotguns are nice. They're awesome.
So for our main topic, we'd like to welcome Armand Biron, aka Marshall MacPhee, and he's here to talk to us about cowboy action shooting, also known as single action shooting, also known as cowboy 3-gun. Did I get them all?
Yep, that's right.
So welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on. And so tell us what makes cowboy action shooting so unique.
Well, it starts out with it. You have your holsters, you have the double-barreled shotgun, you have all the implements of your childhood when you were playing cowboy, and all the fun stuff that goes around it. The dress up is probably half of it. It's the only one I know of where the women talk about their guns and the men talk about their clothes. and it's a sport that any age can use or do. You know, from the kids, from your daughters, from the wives, too. As long as they're not scared of the actual gun. And if you know anything about revolvers, it's probably the easiest gun to shoot. Being a single action, you have to cock the hammer before it goes.
That's true.
And we can shoot off the table. You know, everything is super safe. It's just like it's the same as it's derived from a lot of the IPSC rules, where you're loaded. You're safe, you go to the table, then you shoot, and you're made safe to leave, and the guns are all cleared again. And everything's carried muzzle up. You know, everything is totally safe. We've never had any incidents or anything like that, and it's almost impossible to have one. You even checked out how many rounds you put in the gun. So we've always got 5 in the revolver. So you're always sitting on hammers on an empty chamber.
Nice.
With a 6-shooter, yeah, awesome. Now, in terms of cartridges, do you guys use like ball and powder, or do you guys use cartridge firearms? I guess like for speed wise, you'd have to use cartridge, so that just reloading and stuff is.
We have every category of shooting you could think of, from black powder to ball and one-handed, two-handed out at the same time, one hand and in the left hand. There's any category you can think of, you can invent shooting the guns with. We have it.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So maybe give us a rundown of the categories. What are the different divisions or categories you can shoot in?
Well, we've got all the age categories, which are, let's see, they start at Buckaroo, which is your 14-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Then it would go to Cowboy, which is an open category. You can shoot whatever you want as far as an age group. And then they just keep on going up from there. It's, you got, what's after that? Wrangler. Then you'll get senior, silver senior, and it keeps going up slowly like that, depending on your age. So when you're shooting competitively, if you want to be competitive, you would shoot in your category.
Huh, interesting.
Nice.
And then you eventually get to I was there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Elder statesman, and you have El Patron, which we have one fellow now. He just turned 80, so he becomes an El Patron.
Wow.
Cool.
That is impressive range of ages, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
and he can still beat me on a time.
Nice.
Yeah, but I do it more for fun than anything else. But I am a revolver guy, so I've always had revolvers, used revolvers. I shot a lot of PPC at the beginning. So revolvers is my thing. I love revolvers.
Okay.
PPC's the sport to be in then. So those were your age categories. Is there any differentiation between equipment that would put you in a different division?
Well, you can be Western also. I didn't mention be Western, which is what you saw on TV in the movies with the spangle and the sparkles and all the rest of that's another category. But other than that, it's 2 pistols, the shotgun, and the rifle, lever action. And any combination of calibers you want to use.
Nice.
Do you guys have a caliber restriction at all?
Well, it starts with 38, 357, 44, 45 Colt, and that's where it stops. 12 gauge.
So it's just those calibers then. Okay.
Yeah, old Western calibers, ones you can load lead.
Okay.
Makes sense. So what would it take for somebody to get started in cowboy action shooting?
You'd have to buy some rickety old brand new gun that's really stiff. Because they're not made to be fast.
They're not made to be fast.
Yeah. So when you buy a set of like the pistols, the springs on it must be, 20, 22 pounds or whatever. So we lower the springs because we also use Federal primer. So it's softer loads. There's no recoil. And then we move over to the rifles. We'll do the same thing. We'll slick them up so that they cycle very easily. And the hammer spring, again, we lower it because we don't need the big hammer. So everything becomes, you can fire 10 rounds in a rifle in, I'd say about 8 seconds, 9 seconds. Pistol, the 2 pistols, you can get them off probably around the same thing. And then you can fire the shotgun also. We smooth out the bore and clean it up and make everything nice and easy to open and eject. They just drop right out and throw in 2 more and shoot them. So your average stage for 10, 10, and 4 is about 22, 24 seconds.
That's quick. And for the shotguns, typically side by side kind of a thing.
Well, it's for people to manipulate. Side by side is the easiest one.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody can break it open and drop 2 in with gravity and then close it and shoot. And we use AA low power 980 feet per second if you can get them. There are some categories where you have to be a higher power. But if you're in that category and you're shooting that division. But you can use a 97 pump. Also, it will have been slicked up a little bit to be easier to load. You put 2 in your hand, throw one over the top, close it and shoot it. Throw the other one over the top, close it and shoot it. And they'll do that 4 times. And of course, you'll see all kinds of fancy stuff in the States where the guy holds all 4 in his fingers at the same time and goes through them all in about 8 seconds.
Yeah, we do something similar in 3-gun, but we don't hold them in our fingers. We like quad load them, like stack them, but that doesn't work when you're just single port loading from the side there, right?
Like I said, you can be as competitive as you want to be, which is what's nice about it. You get we have lots of people that just show up just to shoot and have fun. And everybody is in the same mindset of having fun. If I want to compete against you, it's you and me. Or at the end of the day, you look down the scores and, I placed 5th. Nobody really cares. There's no Cadillac to be won. There's no, and it's done by time or your category. You be first in your category or first in time.
Just ran through my head. So forgive me, but this is the gamer coming out in me.
Yeah, no problem.
So with the revolvers, I imagine you've seen the moon clips where all 6 and you just throw them into your revolver.
See, we're preloaded.
Okay.
Preloaded.
I was gonna say,
Hammer's
like,
on an empty chamber.
on the
You're gonna rip it out,
shotgun.
and you're just going to put it away, pull out the other one, put it away.
Pirate reload. This one's done.
That's right.
Giving
I'm
you
just
another
wondering
one.
because
Yeah,
you do
throw it back.
reload on the shotgun. If anyone's done anything similar to that for the shotgun.
No, because you're not allowed. It has to be 97 or side by side.
Yeah, but like just the two, you couldn't have those two shells attached side by side on like something like a moon clip to help it be easier to load in.
No, what we have is we pluck them 2 by 2.
Yep, fair enough.
So you pick them out like that, and drop them in.
And do you have to port load them, or can you load them through the bottom of the tube?
Oh, everybody. Well, you can put the first one in, turn it around, port it, and then go boom, boom. It's all on your ability, basically. We have guys that do it. They do it. And again, are they doing it for time, or are they doing it just for the fun of it?
Yeah.
You never know until the end.
Yeah.
Because basically, they're all just having fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, like the fact that you can use reloaded ammo, it's lead, it's low power, like, and you can probably reuse your brass for till the end of time when you're running it at such low pressures, right?
Well, you get most of it back because we have in the match itself, you have the RO, the shooter, you have 3 people spotting for the score, and as soon as that's finished, we have somebody picking up the brass. And then he delivers it to you at the unloading table while you're unloading the rest of your pistol.
Fantastic. Yeah.
That is cool.
Hey,
That is cool.
Around, as easy as can be. As simple and
Your
easy.
own personal brass picker. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Is it time plus penalties? So you're timed.
Yep,
Let's say you
that's
miss
right.
one.
Yep.
You get
5
penalized to
5
seconds?
Yeah.
Woo! Don't miss.
Yeah, that's right. So the faster you go, you better be fast enough to make up for the one that you're going to miss.
Yeah, I'd say
And that's
so.
the combination of you. We have guys that are really super fast, but they miss 5. But they'll still beat me by a half a second or a tenth of a second or whatever it is there. And then we have other ones that won't miss anything. They'll get a clean match, but it took them 78 seconds or whatever. So you have all. That's why I say you can have all. He's just going for a clean match, so he's taking his time and he's having fun doing it. And the other fellow's going as fast as he can. And don't forget, we also have in each match is a different sequence of what you have to shoot. 2 here, 1 there. We have 4 targets, 5 targets. You could have 10 targets because they're all in multiples of 10. Pistols are 10, rifles 10.
And are all 3 guns used for each stage?
And that is also up to us. I can drop one out if I wanted to.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be, shotgun, pistol, rifle, and we mix up the combinations. Start with the rifle, do the shotgun, finish with the pistols. You can. It's very variable. You can do every range master or whatever can do whatever they want. Which is, and they go try to do it in a sequence of time and all the rest of that because. You get 20 people. You have to arrange a match where some of you are going to be finished before supper time.
Yeah.
You
had your belt there. Would you be able to show that to us? Like you showed us your shotgun shells on there. I was kind of looking at the other stuff, trying to figure out what kind of gamer gear we got on there.
Okay, well, we'll start with the front of it. Where's the buckle? Buckle's over here. There it is. There's no real buckle because it's hidden underneath my shotgun shells.
Do the same thing in 3-gun. We got our shotgun shells up front.
Yeah. Slide. There's the 2. We can have open triggers, they say, because we're not loaded in a single action. So you can't fire it if you pull the trigger.
Yeah.
So after that, you rotate around. This one here has a separate spare shotgun because in case you miss, you need more than just the 6 on this side. You need to go around. If you happen to eject one, then you would reach back here and pop it in. And again, that's spirit of the game, they call it.
You just hold it. Can you just hold it up a little bit? Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Awesome.
You could take, you pop one out and the one you threw away, you would load it up. Instead of taking a miss for 5 seconds, maybe it'll take you 6 or 7 to reload. But it's all in the fun of doing it. And of course, you've got to have a knife. and that's my my SAS badge with my registered number. That's your membership for the year. Like every year you pay for it.
I've used a knife in 3-gun. You got to jam like a case won't extract or something like that. Pull out a knife and use it. It's utility.
Yeah.
Is it a 3-gun specific knife or just a regular knife?
No, that's just a fancy. It says Colt on it too.
Nice.
It's used for
Little clip.
fail to extract on Colt. Then
Yeah.
Oh, you can do whatever you want. I mean, there are ones there where we pull out a knife and we throw it into a bale of hay before you start the match. There's all there's so many things we can do at the beginning of it, because you always have a saying to say before you start the match or the stage. Like my particular one just happens to be "Yeehaw." I use that quite often. Then you have your stance, whether it's holding the hat, hands on the guns, hands in the belt, like this, in the ears. You can do whatever you want, but everybody has to do the same thing.
Nice.
So you can dictate based on the written stage brief. It could be like,
That's
get
right.
off my lawn.
And of course, safety. Whatever. Yep. And the guns have to be staged with the triggers covering off the table. You can only have the butt. You can't have any more than that.
Mm-hmm.
All in safety. So if you hit the gun, it's not going to fall off the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us about the different aliases, because I think that's pretty cool.
Well, a lot of them are childhood names. Mine happens to be my wife's last name, MacPhee.
Nice.
It just happened to be it sounded good for a Western type name.
Mm-hmm.
The daughter is Miss B. Haven.
Misbehaving.
So you can play on words all you want.
And everybody shoots under an alias, correct?
Yep. They'll call up my name, and I better know it because I'm next.
Nice.
They'll say, "Marshall, get over here." Nope. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And I would say 3/4 of the people, if they've started new, they will only know me as Marshall MacPhee.
Nice.
They'll never know my real name until somebody will say, "Hey, go see Armin." Who's that?
I don't think I've met that person.
You mean the Marshall? I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you mentioned kids participating. What are the rules for kids and the ages?
Well, actually, it's whatever you can. Usually, it's 14, but we've had some at 12. But again, it's the parents that bring their child, but they have to be able to hold on to a pistol or a revolver, I should say. And the rest of it is very, it's 2 hands. He cocks it, pulls the trigger, and that's it. When he's finished, lay it on the table. There's a couple of videos flying around there. You'll see a couple of kids that were shooting with us on YouTube. They're all over the place under either Marshall MacPhee or Bucky Moonbeam.
Bucky Moonbeam.
He's done a whole pile of videos with music and effects and all kinds of stuff there. It's a riot. We even did one, and because every match has a theme, we've even done a theme, all the Western movies, it's unreal. We even did one on Caddyshack. A little gopher and a whole bit there, and that one's on the YouTube too somewhere.
Nice.
Oh, and you do have a bit of movement in there too, right?
Oh yeah, we can do whatever we want. We go side to side, we can go up range, down range, or whatever we want.
Oh, that's interesting. Everything I've seen has been like from a static fixed position, but movement is very interesting.
Let's go back.
Yeah.
In Ontario, we go forward. That's why I run Cornwall.
Yeah. I understand being an IPSC shooter in both provinces. I understand.
First thing that blew me away was to shoot the pistols. Or was it shoot the rifle. Then run down range, put the rifle down beside me, pull out the pistols and shoot at the same target. And you just never done that before. It's quite the thrill, quite the feeling.
We have a question from one of our listeners. He wants if you can explain Wild Gun, if
Wild
that's
Gun?
what it's called.
Wild Bunch.
Wild Bunch?
Yeah, Wild Bunch. It's exactly like the movie. We're Ernest Borgnine. So we have a 1911, 7-round clip. Again, it's empty until you get up to shoot. Then you load and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Same sequence, 7 shots. You'll carry usually 4 mags, maybe 5 with you. Pump shotgun, model 12 or a 97, and a large caliber repeater. Lever action, which is usually right now, most of them are using 45 Colt, but I have a 44 Marlin. So any caliber, it's got to be a large caliber for a wild bunch. And if you don't have one of the 3, you're an outlaw. You can still shoot it, but your score doesn't count with the rest of everybody else.
So I could roll in with like a WK 180 and my Shadow 2 and my A5, but I'm just in my own division off the side, right?
Yeah, we're outlaws.
Cowboys from the future. No.
Well, that's the thing. I'll wear the hat. Like, I'll wear the hat.
You can have a modern 1911 with the sights and all the rest of that.
Well, they're gonna run you out of town for sure if you show up with
two-handed. See, I shoot traditional, which is one-handed, 1911, and 45, not 9 mil, 45.
Yeah.
And we get people dressed up just like the troopers and all, with the straight hat and the whole bit there. They're all geared up just like you see in the movies.
Old school trooper, super troopers.
How often are the matches, and are they taking place in most of the provinces? You would think.
Yeah. Well, like the 3 groups sites around us are in Ottawa, me in Cornwall, and the other one's in Grenville or Prescott. We each try to have at least 5 matches a year.
I'm going to put up the link for the official site.
On the other side of Ontario, if you go to what was it called again? They have their own website going up there too. I wrote it down here a minute ago.
Like Russ, one of our listeners, Russ was just saying that they're trying to start one at the Rock Cut Shooting Club in Powassan.
Yeah.
2 or 3 guys keep going to Barrie Club.
Yeah. See, Barrie used to have the regionals at Barrie. When we would all travel up there, they would have anywhere between 70 to 125 cowboys.
Nice.
2 days shooting 10 stages, 5 stages a day.
Per day, yeah.
A supper at the end. Oh, it's a blast. And the next one coming up now is in London. I forget the name of the club there, but it's all on the website.
Yeah.
How many matches per year are there in it?
The website for Ontario is Ontario Single Action Shooting Federation, I believe.
Okay,
you go there. Ontario Single Action Shooting Foundation. So all the letters.
How many matches do you make it out to per year?
Well, I run 5 of them because I run Cornwall. So I would say 15.
15? That's pretty busy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of matches.
Every other weekend.
Yeah, and then running 5 of them is a lot too. I mean,
I started the day before, and set up all the steel and all the rest of that.
Yeah.
And we
if
have
you're
a
going to do
fellow
a big
in
match,
Florida that writes it all up for me. He puts together all the scenarios, the booklets, and gets it all arranged up, the target sites and all the rest of that, and we can print a booklet. Everybody gets a booklet. For the match. Showing what you have to do. It's a lot of fun. My winter match was called Freeze, Partner. And it's all for fun. Like I say, it's just a hoot.
How do the single action guns work in the cold? I know, like if we shoot in -26 or lower, we get all sorts of weird like cycling issues with shotguns because the semi-autos don't like to run in the cold.
That's right. Well, it's trouble. You pop them in, drop them out. Single action, same thing. As long as the hammer goes flying forward, and it will, because there's nothing else in there.
Yeah, it's got some power to it.
The little transfer bar comes up, and that's what it hits.
Yeah, and it's got a little bit of stank on it too. I know with like an AR, not that we can use ARs anymore, but with ARs they would freeze. The firing pin would freeze in the bolt, and all sorts of all sorts of interesting things happening. But
we can shoot in the snow, in the rain. We're full. It's raining outside. We have the slicker and leather hats and the boots and all the rest of that. And we still shoot.
The gear that you guys have is built for the outdoors. The gear and the guns.
Hot summer day is a little hard on
Gets a little hot under the collar.
Ooh,
Are there any cowboy cutoffs that you can wear?
no, but I've one guy tempted to put the leathers, put just the front.
Oh, I see.
Hide your wives, yeah.
You figured even this fellow that lives in Florida, he does all the books for me and all the setups and all the rest of that. I mean, and he loves it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And he just keeps on doing it for us there, and he loves it.
Yeah. Does he do that for a lot of clubs or just yours?
Just us.
Just you.
Just us.
Cool.
Yeah, he does it for Ruff's Regulators. Is our website. .ca.
Ruff's Regulators.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Stage design is so interesting, and it's such a creative
anybody
process.
Anybody going there will see the link to the other clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And then there also is what you need, when the next match is, and all the pictures and all the videos from all their previous matches are in there too. You'll see the last winter one there. We're all dressed up, the furry hats and all the rest of that there because it was freaking cold, but
Yeah.
it's still fun.
So you mentioned what's the next match coming up then?
This Saturday.
This Saturday?
Ottawa.
In Ottawa.
Yeah, that's Square Circle Wranglers.
Square Circle.
Their website.
You had said that it was at Eastern Ontario?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a dedicated range. If anybody wants to go up that way, we've got buildings we built, the saloon, the livery, and I forget what the other one is there, but they're all there. If you go on, you'll see the pictures on they build a boardwalk, the whole bit. It's all permanent. So next time you're up there, if you look around to the back where you're shooting, that's where it is.
Is that a fully stocked saloon?
Nope, not yet. Ontario. You're in Ontario.
Russ was asking if is there a safety course you have to take, like the black badge for IPSC?
Nope, because it's everybody. We have somebody at the loading table. You're covered by an RO when you're shooting, and you're covered by somebody unloading. So
fantastic.
You just have to be able to handle the gun. And the RO is there to help you. You can pause for a second and go, what's the next target? And they'll go, the one on the left. We're there to help. We're not there to hinder anybody. And if you make a mistake, we'll just say, start shooting away. Don't make any misses because now you have a P, which is a procedure. 10 seconds.
Procedurals.
Yeah.
Do you guys do you put your time in practice score these days, or is it still pen and paper?
We have an Excel sheet.
Okay.
Hello in Florida invented for us.
Uh-huh.
So I can log in everybody who's there, their categories, all the rest of the stuff there. Then I print out the score sheets. And I put it back into the computer with the times, and it does all the sorting and puts it out in category and names, and then he prints it out.
Cool.
Put it on the web.
Nice.
Again, on the website, you'll see the scores. And he puts a logo on it and everything else, whatever theme we had for that match, it's on there.
So there's always themes too. That's great.
Well, we try and do it that way. There are other clubs, it depends on the people and how much you want to get involved. In the States, you'll see, they show up and just shoot. Or we have to have a little story, a little bit of a reason why we're doing this or what's happening, or hey, mama, what's your name? And then you start shooting. And there's always some sort of the start lines go along with the theme, so to speak.
Very nice.
I like the theme. The theme ones are so fun, and I think for new people, it's something that's fun for them. Whether it be,
well, I haven't shown a single person yet what I do or when I shoot. It hasn't come back and shot again. They just,
I believe it.
They're sold by just the people and the atmosphere and how much fun it is. Plus, you're shooting steel. So you get that gratifying little ding.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yeah.
So the whole match is steel, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
So fast for resets too. There's no patching, no paper, no tape.
That's right.
Oh, it's raining. Doesn't matter. No bagging anything. Just keep hammering the steel.
Ottawa, they even leave up their stuff. They don't even have to take it down. Even it stays there year round. They move it around, but they'll leave it up there, so you can go and practice. If you're a member there, you can go and practice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cowboy
I'm
on your own
always
time.
to take it all down, put it away, and bring it all back out. And of course, in Ontario, we have to shroud.
Yeah.
Don't have that out here. No shrouding in Alberta. No.
Quebec, we don't have to shroud, but we're not allowed to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
There's always something.
Sideways, right? You can go sideways in Quebec.
Yeah.
So basically, shotgun, rifle, pistol. Yeah, and once you set up the targets, what else are you going to do? Rifle, shotgun, pistol. Pistol, rifle, shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, still just get some movement in there is fun.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like a little bit of movement. Yeah.
That's why I do all my shooting in Ontario. Because I'll set up 3 stages, and then we'll break it into this one will be number 4 using half and half. This one will be number 5 using half and half.
Yeah. Get your heart moving a little bit.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
We even have a dueling, what do you call it? No, the Star.
Dueling tree?
No, the Star.
Oh, a Texas Star. You guys have a Texas Star you're on with.
Oh, wow. That would be entertaining.
That's
a lot of fun.
Yeah. Pistol, I imagine, right?
No,
or rifle. I guess
whatever we can hit it with.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just
If
side
the-
by side
if the guys
shotgun
are
on
doing
that and seeing how fast you can knock those plates off.
It's just all reloading time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's got it wasn't cheap there, but the IPSC guys use it quite a bit for their special events.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you can reuse between your different leagues, then you can like bump it up a little bit, bump up the budget a little bit, and get some of those.
Well, we're still only
fun
charging
targets.
$20 a match.
Super reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know
that's
what the ammo costs and all the rest of it. So basically, it's going to run into you're shooting 100 rounds, and you're shooting 20 to 25 shotgun.
Okay.
People, I'd imagine for shotgun, most people are just using like target load for that.
If you can get them.
Yeah.
But there are some categories you have to shoot black powder.
Hmm.
So they're shooting a lot of, I don't know what else comes out with the shot there, but it's a lot of sparkles and paper, corn. I don't know what they're putting in there, but it comes out with all kinds of.
Fire dust. Yeah.
That's right. You got to have a full casing, eh?
The full brass casing, right? Or
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple shooting them. A couple of them are shooting the other plastic one there, but you still got to fill it with something.
What, cream of wheat? I've heard of people using.
No,
really?
Paper. I mean,
Really?
rice. I've seen rice.
You get the birds down range.
One called in Kingston, that's all he shoots is black powder. And his handle is can't hit nothing.
Can't see nothing after you start shooting.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That was my thought. It was after the first shot, you got to wait a little bit for the smoke to clear.
Right.
Wow.
But it's the only place I've experienced it is in a cowboy match with these people shooting black powder. You know, pistols, shotgun, and the rifle.
Very nice.
So it's
Cool.
it's hard not to have fun.
Impossible
Well,
not to have fun.
you can definitely tell you guys set it up for fun with the costumes and the storyline and the starting phrase.
Yeah.
It sounds like a ton of fun.
Get the booklet anytime you want. You know, past booklets or future ones, and you'll see how it's all the safety is all detailed out at the beginning, and then it goes into the stages and then the theme, and everyone's like that.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any other questions from you guys?
No, sounds really fun. Sounds super approachable. Sounds like if you're set up for reloading, it can be super cheap. Like cast your own lead bullets.
I reload for 3 people right now.
Nice.
Well, and you said 100 rounds, but as a lot. But like I'm pretty sure, like many of our 3-gun matches run more than that. So I would much rather just reload, especially when we're talking about like low power, straight walled cases. That stuff's like super nice to reload.
Powder puff loads, like
That's right. Yeah. Plus, the only other thing I shoot steel is Steel Challenge, which is another thing that I also shoot.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
It's fun.
You reload for that one too. That's a little more rounds.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for coming on and telling us about it. It's like sounds amazing. So I'm going to try this summer. I'm going to try to come out to a match to.
Yeah, no problem.
check
You're
it
more than welcome. And like I say, you talk to other people around, talk to another cowboy, find out there's always something to sell. There's always something that you shouldn't buy if you're going to play cowboy. You know, there's all kinds of. I mean, I have a revolver, a Blackhawk, whatnot. And was, yeah, it's a double action. Sorry, can't use it.
Always ask a cowboy.
Yeah, just find out what you're going to do with it first.
Awesome.
And of course, the States is a great for telling you all the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm sure they have their opinions.
Yeah, and we don't do fast draw. That's another category altogether.
Fast draw.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I say, there's all kinds of odds and ends and ins and outs of all the stuff.
Well, I posted the website, so if anybody wants to check them out, and they'll be in the show notes too. So
yeah, excellent. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
No problem. And there's even a place there to sign up for a newsletter if you want to get it. When I'll do a newsletter once in a while. We send it out, and the invites in there and everything else.
Great.
Awesome.
So when you're there, you sign up, and I'll have your email, and you'll get an automatic next match is this date, and that.
That's good.
We got to come up with Mo's cowboy name, though.
I have one. I'm saving it for later. So.
Okay.
A friend of mine, he didn't know what to call himself. And I said, well, what did they call you in school? Well, he's a little pudgy, so they would call him Pork Chop. Okay, Pork Chop.
I guess I could go by Pork Chop too.
Pork Chop McGee. And that's his cowboy name today.
Nice and unique.
Yeah.
Doesn't take long. You just have to. And a friend of mine who died not too long ago, he was called St. Clyde. With Clyde, but his first name was Claude.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. It's all
Lots of interesting stuff in there. Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. So,
All right.
Anytime you need me, just give me a buzz.
I will do. Will do.
Okay. Thanks, Marshall.
Take care, Marshall.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. And thanks again to Marshall MacPhee for coming on to talk to us about cowboy action shooting. I thought that was pretty interesting stuff. And seems like lots of fun to get out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Lots of crossover with 3-gun, like the gamer things. Like you get a brand new gun and then you got to smooth it out, make it slick. I was like, oh yeah. And then Kyle's asking questions about like, what if I do this? What if I do that? They're talking about using like lighter hammer springs, going to fight federal primers so they can get away with like, total gamers in leather.
But you guys don't have cool nicknames and the cowboy outfits and stuff. So
well, I can do the cowboy outfit, maybe not that age of cowboy outfit, but I got a hat.
I've done some outfits.
Okay.
I've done the sleeping bag thing. We've done the shirtless thing. I've got the jersey thing. Yeah. Outfits is possible.
All right.
And
it is
limited to just cowboy stuff. But cowboy stuff looked cool.
Yeah.
I really like the reloading cheaply part because it feels like you could just like your cases are reusable. The lead is practically free. The powder requirements are very little. Like you could probably reload for very cheap and shoot those things all day long.
Yeah.
Go figure. The cheap aspect speaks to you, eh? Amazing. Who would have saw that coming?
Yeah.
What doesn't speak to me is the revolver part. I
know
lever action, no problem. The side-by-side shotgun, no problem. The revolver,
no, single.
That would take some time.
Yeah.
If
you could quad load, I'm sure you could do that. So
the port load, that was imminently doable. Like when he was describing it, like, hey, you got a port load? Okay, I guess I could do that if I had to.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get into listener feedback, sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, and Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearm accessories, optics, and more at www.dcgunsmith.ca, or you can also follow him on Facebook. Oh, and Instagram. And we have an email. Who wants to read the email?
Who do you want to read the email?
Adriel.
Hi guys and gal. A couple questions and a news story. Kelly, are the winners from the CCFR Gunny Girl calendar listed anywhere? I checked on the CCFR website as well as Facebook, but didn't see anything. It'd be nice to know who won that. I always see on Facebook. That's where I see. It seems Mo gets a good ribbing for the way he reloads. I think he's the bolt action coffee of reloaders. He reloads in small batches. Oh, I got a comedian here.
Thank you.
Mo, since you live in LaBelle province, what is your take on its reputation for being so anti-gun? Is it low number of shooters? Are they not vocal about their rights? What do you think can be done to change that? I'll stop there so you can comment.
I think there is I would say a lower number, but you probably have a generation of people that don't talk about firearms, so they own them, and they kind of keep it private and stuff, right? So they're not out there promoting them from my experience so far, right? And then you have more restrictions at the ranges. That's what
Quebec seems set to err a little bit more on the authoritarian side of things, just in terms of government.
It does. It's a little bit more socialist, big government. I mean, I can't speak for the whole province, but it just seems that way. There's more reliance on government.
Yeah, you guys ran tighter restrictions, and you ran some restrictions that like none of the other provinces, like no other province ran.
Well, it's the only province that had a curfew, and twice. So, and the first one was, I think, 5 months, which is, think about it now, is insane. But it was.
Yeah. And then, you look at the CFOs, like, and we're just talking about no going down range with action shooting, only sideways. And like, I know even with maple seed, it's really hard to run even a maple seed in Quebec just because of positional shooting and that kind of thing. So, it's got to be like just a tendency to go a little bit more authoritarian on things.
Yeah, and you got to think it takes away the fun. It takes away the fun out of the shooting sports, right? When there's even more. I mean, we have restrictions on us everywhere, but just another level or layer of restrictions, right?
Yeah. It's too bad that they don't compare notes on what is even worth doing or not, because like so much of gun control is performance theater. It doesn't actually do anything. Like we were just talking about shrouding steel, and it's like someone at some point caught a little fragment of a jacket, and that's why they're shrouding steel. But it's like, did someone lose an arm? Did someone like get really hurt, or did this like hit them in the face and they got a scar from it? Like at some point, like there's I would consider like small injuries, I guess. If you're wearing safety glasses, what's the worst thing that can happen with a ricochet on an AR-500 plate of steel?
Yeah,
I don't see it, and we shoot stuff like pretty close, or we've shot stuff that was not. I don't know if you were at that match. I don't want to name it just because I'm going to talk crap about their targets a little bit, but they had these steel targets, very heavy targets that you're shooting with shot, and everyone was hiding. The only people who were on the stage were the shooter and the RO, and everyone else was hiding way far back because this was like ricocheting shot back into your face.
Oh, okay.
Like bad. No one, it just hurt. It's just like, ow, stop it. We're shooting like number 8 and 7.5 shot and that kind of thing.
And am I thinking correct? Out west?
Yeah, out west. Yeah.
Okay, I think it was. Yeah.
But it was a fun match, and I don't care that I got some shots. Anyways, like that was like poor target presentation in terms of that, but it was still fun, and it was like just wear your safety glasses and it's fine. So like when we think about like shrouding and that kind of thing, it's not really for a real need. It's just someone at some point saw one issue happen one time and like, oh, we're gonna do this, and that's never gonna be an issue again. But has it been an issue? Has anyone else lost an eye or lost an arm or gotten a bad bleeder or anything like that from a ricochet anywhere else when using proper AR-500 targets? I doubt it.
See, I would make an argument that depending on your range's situation surrounding, there is an argument to be said for shrouds, and it's not for a direct hit. It's for that shot that half hits the edge and then deflects,
pings up, and for ranges where down range of that range is unsafe, and you wouldn't want to have that showing up in someone's window. Yeah, for sure. Maybe you want to do like
No.
some sky baffles, or maybe you want to have the tunnel style of steel shrouding, where you make like a tunnel in the berm.
Yeah, like we made houses, because everyone knows we dealt with some issues at our range, and before we shut everything down, we actually were making houses. It was sheets of OSB houses, and we went and we looked, and they affect.
They'll
do their job.
They'll stop shrapnel. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a question
other
of like
shrouding that I've seen is what you're talking about, where they're trying to stop the shrapnel, because I've seen them where there were 2x8s in just a V over the plate.
Yep.
And well, that's not going to stop a deflection if for a not full hit.
Correct.
Plate.
It's catching the shrapnel, or it's catching the spray as that bullet hits that flat piece of steel and sprays out sideways. That's all it's doing. But that stuff's all like lightweight. It's not going particularly fast. It's not going to like kill anyone or injure anyone.
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe it has happened, but I just don't see it. I don't see it with like AR-500 like flat steel targets.
No.
Anyways, it would be nice if there's a little bit more science approach on that stuff. And then the same thing, the ground baffles, right? Again, might be useful in some range situations where you're shooting directly to town or something like that, and you need to stop those bullets that hit the ground, or you need to have sky baffles because directly down range there's some people's houses or something like that. Okay, understandable. You got to put that in. But to like a lot of that stuff gets mandated across the province, and it's all of a sudden you use it at one range and now it's being required for all the other ranges afterwards, and just adds and adds and adds, and it just makes these things more expensive, less approachable, harder to get new shooters in, because you have to throw so much money in tech at a new range.
Well, and it comes down to once you start throwing the dynamic shooting, because they do have the range guidelines. I've been through them many a times, and for your standard range, they do have the standards. Okay, if it's this, you do this. If it's this, you do this. But when you get into dynamic shooting, while there is some comments in the guidelines, you're right. That's where it gets up to opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it is frustrating because dynamic shooting isn't new. Why? Last time these were updated, I'd have to double check, but like 97 or something like that. It was a while ago since the last revision on these guidelines.
I can't imagine anything's changed since 97 for dynamic shooting in terms of like trying to capture the risk. Bullets go in the berm.
I would say the change is more rifle being used for dynamic shooting, because IPSC was around for sure.
Maybe not as much rifle shooting. Maybe.
Yeah. So I mean, that's definitely a different concern when you got a 223 round versus a 9mm round.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that would be nice to see them work on that and actually get some kind of guideline for that.
Yeah. I don't want them to, because they just make it worse.
Well, they would do exactly that. You're right.
Anyways, I think we were talking about Quebec, and all of a sudden now we're talking about like stuff.
We branched off.
Anyone looking for Savage firearms may experience a delay. Here's a couple articles about their stolen shipment. I believe those firearms are going to the U.S., so tough luck, Americans. And that's 2,000 firearms. I can't even imagine that's even like a substantial shipment for Savage.
No,
they got to be like running those trucks down there like all the time. 2022s sounds like a Monday to me for Savage.
No,
yeah,
maybe not a Monday. Maybe more than a Monday. But it's still not like people hear like 2,000 firearms. Like that sounds a lot, but
yeah. It's ridiculous, but it's not.
Not. Keep up the good fight, and I look forward to the next podcasts from Edmund.
Awesome. And we have an Instagram message from Quattro_IPSC. Just discovered your podcast on Spotify and listened to a couple of episodes so far, and I had to reach out to you guys down there. Keep it up. Great topics and very interesting. Cheers, Giancarlo. I don't know him, but I saw him shoot at the Ontario Provincials, and he's a very good open shooter. And I think he's going to be on Team Ontario. And if he's listening, he can correct me. But yeah, he's very good. He's very good.
Awesome.
So thanks for that.
Cool.
If you'd like to review the show on Facebook, you can do so. Or you can also email us at slamfireradio@gmail.com. Do we have any new Patreon supporters? We do not. But if you'd like to support the show, please do so at www.patreon.com/slamfireradio. We would really appreciate it. And do we have any shout-outs this evening?
I do have, actually, I've got a couple.
All right.
So I want to shout out the ROs at Bolts and Broadheads for Tuesday night. That's what night we went there. At first, because it's a rent-a-gun range, and I think I've shot that once at this indoor range back in 2019. So I was actually fully expecting to have an RO breathing down my neck, and they didn't. The one guy actually recognized me. I feel bad because I didn't recognize him, but yeah.
Fame will do that to you. Fame will do that to you. Now that you're on Slamfire, you should be like, people like, oh, that's Kyle. Hey, Kyle, how's it going? You're like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, it was interesting. He's like, we're standing in the group and he's telling us about it. He's like, and I know you've shot before. I recognize you, Kyle. And I'm sitting there. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but I don't recognize you. I feel really bad because I don't know where you would recognize me from. So, but anyways, they were awesome. And it was a great time with them, laughing and carrying on. And then shout out to the guys who came out to the range on Saturday and helped us finish off the wall. Now we're just another days of just it's that finishing work that we got to do now. So
cool.
Yeah.
People like to hear your wall talk. There was even
I saw
meme
that
about it
on the meme. So I tried not saying the wall, but yeah, the wall.
Yeah, I swear every time you say it, I think of Game of Thrones. I can picture you there as on the Night's Watch or whatever they were.
Yeah. Well, what I find funny didn't come up is it's either the meme Pink Floyd or the wall, Trump's wall,
or that one too.
Not the White Walkers and
yeah.
Winter's coming. Winter is coming.
I never got into that. I never.
Oh
got
no.
into
Okay.
That.
So yeah, it was very big to the story, the wall.
Until the last 2 seasons, and then they just gave up. Anyway,
I can't talk about the ending. I'm gonna get upset. So we'll just leave it at that. Adriel, did you have anything?
No, not yet.
No. Soon you'll have a shout out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nothing for me either. So check us out on Gun Owners of Canada. Like us on Facebook. We're up to 2947. Give us a review on Facebook and join the CCFR. Very, very important. And that's it for us tonight. Good night, everybody. Good night, Kelly.
Good night.
Catch you next week.